Hello. Hey, my name is Abram Webb. I've been woodworking for about 2 years now, spoon making specifically, cutting board making here and there, charcuterie boards and stuff. And I'm thinking, back then I didn't know much about any of the tools. We just had tools and I used them. And I've had to get new tools since. And as a beginner, it's kind of scary to be like, oh, I don't know what to get. I don't want to make a decision. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to spend too much money. You might be on a budget. You just can't afford something big. And so in this video, I'm going to give you the best tools to get if you don't have a budget, and the best tools and the best replacement tools, or maybe cheaper, not bad, just not as expensive, not as high quality tools that you can get in their place if you have a budget. So yeah, so stay tuned because it's gonna be really good. Let's go. Ugh. Okay, so number one on my tool list is probably gonna be my jet bandsaw. This is probably my number one tool. I use it a lot. It is so helpful for spoon making, not for cutting board making really, you don't need it. But for spoon making, necessary. And for a lot of projects, if you want to make things like little things like a little horse and stuff, but a bandsaw is what you want. But this is going to be in the 1,500 to 2,500 range, and some can be even more. So you might not be able to afford that, or you might not even have the room because it's a big boy. It's taller than me. It's a big boy. You might not be able to afford that. So I'm going to give you a couple more options that you maybe can afford. Okay, so I say that your number two option, if you cannot afford a higher end bandsaw, would be something like this. Just an old bandsaw. You can find these Facebook Marketplace. I'm sure. I mean, anywhere. I'm sure you selling used stuff. They're not the best, but I've actually been using this because I broke the blade on my other one, and it's been getting the jobs done, and I've been making beautiful products with it. So you can definitely use this in its place. And it's great to have as a backup. Like I said, I broke the blade on my bandsaw, so I've been using this as a backup. It's a great backup. I'm sure in the price range it's probably going to be. I mean, I don't even think you're going to see these for $100, maybe $100. You could get one off for $100. That'd be great. So yeah, the very cheap. Maybe you don't have enough room to have a bandsaw at all, or you just cannot afford anything, or you're not sure if you want to do that right now. Like maybe I won't like woodworking. I would just get like a tabletop bandsaw. They fit on your table. They're very small. I'm sure you could get those for less than $100. Oh, I mean, an older one, probably get that for $50. I haven't checked, but that's something you can just go look up. Very easy. I'd recommend that if you're not sure about woodworking yet. Last but not least, for our bandsaws, a jigsaw. If it's what you can get, it's all you can get, all you have space for, then get one. I mean, the way you use it can get the job done. It's just not. A bandsaw is much easier to get the job done. But I don't know. I feel like you could get a tabletop, like an older tabletop bandsaw for less than a jigsaw. So that would be on the bottom of my list for a bandsaw replacement. This one's easy, a belt sander. I use it. I mean, out of the three tools I use the most, I use this one, so much. And yeah, it's a belt sander. Sander here, we got a sander here. I shape my spoons on this. It is very helpful. And it's not that expensive. I don't have like a big name brand one. I got one, where did I get it? Oh, I can't even remember where I got it. I can't even remember the name. I think it was like $70. And it's worked just fine. Yeah, so and you can get older ones. There are older ones. I had an older one. It died on me because it was old. But those will work. Like I said, you might not be sure if you want a woodwork. So I would try maybe an older one, or just get a used one or something that isn't. I wouldn't pay too much money for one. This is brand new, and I didn't even pay that much money for it either way. Hallelujah! It's a power carver. It's Arbortex power carver, so it's an angle grinder. That's it. That's what it is. With adjustable speeds going up to, let's see here, goes up to, that is 1, and that is 6. They have their like pieces. This is for carving. They have sanding discs. Everything. This is for like carving bowls. Dust. If you cannot afford this, then like a regular angle grinder would work. You can put the Arbortex stuff on it, which is very nice of them. So like their carving bits you can fit on to an angle grinder if you cannot, because that is expensive. That is about $300. An angle grinder you can get for $150, probably even less depending on where you're getting it, what brand. And it's very small, takes up no space at all. Yeah, you're gonna need to get, but the bits, here's a sanding disc. So you carve it, you sand it. Yeah, the Arbortex is a little more expensive. I think you could find substitutes for them though. I haven't really looked on that because I've just been using their stuff. But yeah, definitely Arbortex. It's out of your budget, can't afford a grinder, power carver, or whatever. Here's something that I made all of my first spoons with, and it works just fine. We have a Dremel. Obviously, you can't just get like a little craft Dremel, like for crafting stuff. You're gonna have to get a woodworking Dremel. Here's a little sanding bit. There are carving bits. I'll put a picture, maybe. Yeah, this is great if you cannot afford anything else, or if you don't have room, which you should have room for a power carver or an angle grinder. It's very small. But maybe you can't afford that. Oh goodness, I have one more substitute for that. You are a whittler. You're gonna have to whittle. Can't afford a Dremel, but that's okay because you can make beautiful stuff with whittling tools and knives. Miter saw. This is good for this is good for spoons. I use this a lot for spoons. Like, I take my piece of wood. It's this long. My spoon is this long. I draw out my spoon. I cut off the access. You can't afford that. Obviously, you don't have enough room for that. Maybe you can just get a little miter saw. Honestly, you don't really need one. It's just you can do it with your bandsaw if the bandsaw is big enough. So, okay, table saw. I don't use it that much. You don't really need it. You can get tabletop table saws, which is just smaller, kind of like the bandsaw. It'll just fit on your table. That's more for cutting boards. If you're trying to look into making spoons, don't worry about a table saw. You don't need it. Okay, so last tool for real now, we got the drill press. Like if you're making a finger hole for a cutting board or a charcuterie board, that'll help. There are things you can use for that. I believe you can use just a regular drill. You can get smaller. There are tabletop drill presses, just like the bandsaw. I believe that wraps it up. Here we are. We finished the video, and you know everything you need to know. I'll have a video on the types of woods you're going to want to use as a beginner, too. That'll be coming out shortly. But right now, you can worry about tools, because if you don't have the tools, the wood doesn't matter. So go have fun. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. Honorable mention. Ooh. You know it, baby. A wood turner.